Dana Barros, man. I'm sick of the Jaylen Brown disrespect, bro. I'm sick of it, man. How you feeling?
I'm sick of it too, man. He definitely needs to be talked about as top 2 or 3 in the MVP. He's killing people, killing people. Last night was a great example. I mean, I still think Shay's going to win it. Jokic is making a choice the last couple of games. He's 20 and shit like that. But yeah, he's been disrespected a lot through his career. He's made some issues about it, but now he's stepping up and actually making his point on the court, not just virtually.
I think he's the best Celtic since Bird.
Yeah, I mean, I think this year has been.
Jaylen Brown is the best Celtic since Bird, especially when you consider the two-way ability. Like, the Celtics have had great scorers, like your guy Paul Pierce, Jason Tatum, but when you look at the total package and see what he did with this team this year with no Tatum for most of the year, I mean, he has to be in the conversation.
Definitely, this year has been one of the best years since Bird. Definitely, this year has been, just unbelievable what he's done, putting the team on his back, not just scoring, but being a leader. In terms of getting the other guys involved, we got like 5 new guys on the team, who never played last year. We don't have Drew, we don't have Porzingis, so he's had to incorporate a bunch of new guys and still average 28, 29 a game. So this year's definitely has been one for the ages for the organization, definitely.
Who do you think's the best player in the NBA?
Ooh, man, I think obviously you got Shea, Jalen, and I think Wemby is damn man. He's making the case. It's ugly out there.
Yo,
But
did you see what he was saying to the media the other day? He's like, look, half of basketball is defense. Not everything on offense has to do with scoring. And we beat OKC 4 times. And then you kind of look around, you're like, he's not wrong.
he's definitely not wrong, and I love his attitude. He's like taking it back to the old school. Like, I am him. I'm him, and y'all better recognize I'm him and stop acting like I'm not him. So I
Yeah.
love his attitude. And you can see that in the All-Star game. He went out there and wanted it all. He wants the MVP. He wants the Defensive Player of the Year. He wants the championship. He wants it all. He got a big chip on his shoulder without even having negativity around him. He just came in the league with that chip on his shoulder, like I'm him. I love it.
Can you see the Spurs winning it this year?
Yeah, definitely. I think they have good a chance as anyone because
Yeah.
of what he does on the court defensively. He creates havoc, man. I've never seen so many people drive in the lane and then turn around and just dribble back out because they don't want to shoot the ball. I've never seen that. Even I played with Sean Bradley, who was 7'6" and led the league in blocks, but he didn't have that athletic ability to go from 15 feet over here and then come and block the shot. He had to be in the paint. So I give him a lot of credit, man. Definitely.
What was it like playing with Sean Bradley?
Weird. Like he could grab the rim just standing there. He didn't have to jump. He didn't have to do anything. So, but he was more awkward. He was such an awkward player where he would just off balance his agility and his athleticism wasn't like Wemby. And offensively, he got knocked off the block and he couldn't shoot as well. But he was a defensive presence, definitely.
He was kind of more athletic than people thought, though. I mean, obviously not like Wemby, but he was an athlete in his own right a little bit, right?
Yeah, he could jump, he could run. He didn't really have the ability to handle the ball and break you down off the dribble. But yeah, he was athletic. That's why he led the league in blocks with like I think it was 4 point something blocks a game defensively. But offensively, people got up under him and he couldn't make that adjustment to getting the leverage taken away from him. So he struggled offensively.
I have to ask you about Cam Thomas because he's one of the best ISO scorers in the world. 2 years ago, he was averaging
Really?
24 points a game, and now he's been waived twice. As a great NBA scorer yourself, what are your thoughts?
Something's going on behind the scenes. Like what's he doing in the locker room? What the hell is making teams? He's averaging 11 points a game. There was like 5 people below him on the roster who were playing who weren't even scoring what he was. So it's weird. It's a weird situation, but it leads me to believe that something's going on behind the scenes, whether it's in the locker room or whether it's with him personally. And I hate to say that, I don't know that, but for someone who's such a great scorer and proven himself in New Jersey, like you said a couple of years ago, I think he gave Boston 40 or 50 one game when he came to the Garden. I was like, damn, who the hell is this, right? And to see him get cut is something's going on.
A lot of people are making it out to be basketball reasons, and there is some truth to it. Like, the game managing isn't great, the defense isn't great, but you have to be able to find a way for this guy to help you on an NBA roster just because he's such a great scorer,
Just put his ass to the game and give him 5 minutes. Say you got 5 minutes. If you score, you just play 10 minutes. If you don't, if you're 0 for 4, your ass is coming out. Right? That's how I was. They kind of did me like that in Seattle. Like I had so many great players around me. They would be like, "All right, man, go ahead. You got 5 minutes. Give me 10 points. You can play. You can stay in the game." Like you can't find a even if he doesn't play, 15, 20 minutes. You got to be able to have a spot on a roster with 30 teams where this guy can go in and at least give you some microwave points if you need it.
Yeah. You mentioned Seattle. Seattle's coming back. Your
Definitely,
Supersonics,
that's
bro.
unbelievable, man. That's great because it wasn't a fan thing. It was just the owner who didn't want to be there and took the team away, and the fans deserve to have a team back. So I definitely think that's a great thing that the NBA is doing, and they would have taken a lot of flack if they didn't include Seattle in that.
Yeah, from a basketball perspective, I look at it as there's more than enough talent to have more NBA teams. And some would say that the bad teams are really bad, but that's not because of the talent. That's because of the tanking. That's more from an organizational standpoint.
Definitely, and also look, what's going to happen is I know when I was a rookie in my second year, 4 teams came in. It was Miami, Minnesota, Vancouver, and someone else. So there was a thing called a supplemental draft. So what's going to happen is you can only protect the top 8 players. That's what happened. So you're going to have players 9 through 12 who aren't protected, and also you're going to have players who are going to be mad, like, why the fuck you didn't protect me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so if that's what's going to happen again, you're going to see 8 like a OKC has 10 guys that can play. They're going to
Yeah.
lose 3 guys in a supplemental draft when this happens. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you're going to see people who you never seen before be like, oh shit, he can really play. But he just never got the opportunity because he was on such a deep team. You know what I mean? And that's what's going to happen.
But that also kind of speaks to the point that there's just so many great players in the NBA that don't get opportunity. And that's a reason to have expansion, like give more players more opportunities to be.
Absolutely. I'm a
Yeah.
classic example of that. Like I played 5 minutes a game behind Gary Payton, and then I went to Philly. First year I win most improved. Second year I make the All-Star team, and everybody's acting like, oh, he just got better. I didn't get that much better. I just got an opportunity to play. You're playing behind great players. You're just not going to get an opportunity to play. Look at
Yeah. I always,
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was in the Clippers. They threw him into the Paul George trade with a couple of first round picks, and look what he became.
I always say that the most improved player award should be called the more opportunity award. You know, it's like,
Definitely. Hell yeah.
that's what it's
Everybody
called.
can play, man. Like dudes I thought suck. I'd be like, oh, he sucks. When I get to the league, I'm gonna kill him. And then I get there, I'm like, oh shit, like he's way bigger and faster than I thought. He's stronger, he's better. So you
Yeah.
just never know.
Speaking of that, college basketball season, what was the biggest difference for you from college to the NBA? But not only that, what do you think players come into the NBA and do better now?
Man, for me, it was size and speed of the players. Like watching people on TV, you don't realize how big these guys are, strong and fast, and what great athletes they are. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to be the biggest adjustment. And the players coming in now, I think now they're better with AAU. I think they're better prepared, and also just the players are more athletic. Nowadays, like they just and like I always say that even though I think the '90s basketball was great basketball and great players, 1 through 12, the players today are way more athletic. In terms of that. But understanding the game is that's going to be the key to a lot of these athletic players that are coming in. Acuff can score 25 or 30 a game, but when he gets to the league, if he goes to a team that has 3 other scorers, his ass is going to be averaging 12. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be like, swing the rock. And that's what's going to happen. That's the adjustment that these great players are going to have to make.
Yeah, I have been saying for a while now, and you've been saying it as well, that AJ Dybantsa should be the number one pick. But it feels like the hype train, everything with the Reebok deal, Darius Acuff got a lot of buzz right now. Do you think there's a world that Darius Acuff could become the number one pick in the 2026 draft?
Yeah, I mean, depending on who's picking first. If Indiana picks first, I don't know if they're going to do it. They have Halliburton coming back on a $200 million contract, so it kind of depends on who's actually going to be picking first. Utah, they may pick him first. I'm not sure they have a guard that like that. I think the what's going to happen in these next couple of this weekend actually, if they win both games this weekend, he's obviously going to have to play well. So yeah, you just never know, man. Like momentum is crazy. Like you get to a workout and you do some shit and you can change people's mentality about what they think about you. You know.
Who does Acuff remind you of? I've said for a while now he reminds me of Stephon Marbury. Stephon Marbury, shouts to Steph. He actually reposted it and talked about it a little bit on his side of things. But who does Acuff remind you of?
Definitely, that's a great compliment to what you're trying to say because he scores, he's strong, he can drop his shoulder, he can get to the basket, he shoots the ball well. He's a way better. And to me, he's under control all the time. Like he's never like out of control, falling out, just spazzing out on the court. So I think that's a great comparison. And for Marbury to kind of repost it and say that it was true, I think that that's probably the best, you know, um, the best thing you could probably make. I think that's the best thing you could probably say about him.
Bam dropped 83 since we last talked, Dana Barros. Bam's 83 or Kobe's 81?
I mean, you gotta. To me, you gotta. I would say Kobe's 81, but I wouldn't take anything away from Bam's 83. You know
I
what I mean?
agree.
83 is 83. I don't give a shit what you doing.
Bro, he
Like,
had
why didn't
60.
you stop him?
First of all, he had 69 before it got crazy anyway. You know how tough it
Right?
is to score 60.
Why did you stop him? Blame the Nets. Don't blame him. Shit.
The
Like
Wizards, yeah.
I mean, blame the Wizards, right? They kept fouling him. The fuck y'all? Like, what are y'all doing? You kept hacking him. He shot 43 free throws, which was crazy. Like, you can't double team him without hacking him. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, to me, the Wizards is just it's just a reflection on who they are as an organization. And Bam is not even a scorer like that. You know what I mean? Like he's not even so for you to let him get 83. Like, what are you doing? So I blame the Wizards. I don't blame Bam. He got 83. Salute, homie.
Yeah, you dropped 50 in the league. We've saw Luka get 70 plus. We've seen Kobe get 81. We've seen Bam get 83. Who do you think has the best chance to break Wilt's record now?
Ooh, I would say Luka. Like
Why
Luka,
so? Why Luka?
he puts up numbers effortlessly. Like he's so slow. He's not like exerting a bunch of energy. If he's making his 3-pointer, like he's scoring 40, like and LeBron and Austin Reeves are still getting their numbers. Like
Yeah.
Austin Reeves is still getting 25 and Luka's getting 44 and 43, and he does it effortlessly to me. You know what I mean? He can't guard anyone, and that's just the downfall to me might be of the Lakers. But shit, to me, he's the one that can do it with he's consistently getting 40. Him maybe Shea, but I think Luka's the one that can do it.
I think it's Wemby
Not
or
not do it, but might have the opportunity.
yeah. I think it's going to be Wemby or Luka for me. I do think it's going to happen. I mean, if Bam drops 83, one of those guys are going to get it, I think, eventually, if they want it. They're going to get hot for a quarter or two, and then they're going to find a way to get it. Wemby seems like a guy who's like, I'm going to try and get this. Like, he would want to break that.
Right, and then just got to see who's going to play the Wizards. Whoever's playing the Wizards, they go for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely. Yo, Dana, what are your thoughts on the jersey swap?
That's some suspect. You talking about the guys swapping jerseys after the game? Do that shit after the season. Do that shit have the ball boy mail that shit to your house. What are you doing? When I played, they barely was shaking hands at half court. The Knicks would refuse to shake your hand, bro, pregame. Like
Yeah.
now it's like halftime, they probably swapping at halftime and getting a new jersey. Like it's too nice, man. It's too nice. Especially playoff time. I don't want to see that shit at playoff time, man. That's just me though. I'm a nineties baby when it comes to ball, so I don't want to see that shit.
Since we last talked, Kevin Durant passed Michael Jordan on the scoring list. But the interesting thing about Kevin Durant, have to be honest, it doesn't feel like his game has impacted winning over the past few years. Do you think that's more Kevin Durant or more the situation that he's in?
I think it's probably more the situation. He keeps moving around, man. Like I mean, if he just would have stayed in OKC and rolled it out, I think he would have just. Even if he stayed in Golden State, as much as I hated him going there, just ride it out. I think he just. To me, he's moving around and he's feeling like I can carry a team and he can't. Like it's just not relate. It's not his numbers aren't relating to wins. It's like people used to say about Dominique Wilkins. He scored 30, but he never won a title. But also he's playing against Michael Jordan as well. So To
And
me,
also, was Dominique's teams really good enough? Is another question. Like that's where it's hard to figure out if it's the play, because you've been a great player on teams that just weren't good enough to win. You know,
right.
there's
You know, I
so
think he was moving around. Like to me in Phoenix, he had good players. He had Booker. He had himself.
yeah,
In New Jersey,
Beal,
he had
yeah,
and
Beal,
and
yep,
yeah, and then he had Kyrie and Harden. Even though they didn't play a lot of games together, they still in the playoffs. They all played. So it's not. And he had Westbrook. Then he, in OKC with Harden as well. So he's had good players on his team, but I think he's not a guy like he's a willing passer, but he's a guy that needs the ball to score, and he doesn't average like 9 assists or 8 assists. You know what I mean? He's not a guy that gets people involved in terms of that relates as much to winning as another player would, like a LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Speaking of LeBron, you said the Lakers were a sleeper team. That's aging pretty well, Dana.
I told you, man. It's
Hey,
like
people,
when you
people in
got
the
a guy.
comments. Hey, you're funny in the comments. You go back at everybody. I love that
I
about you.
do, I do. I love it. I
Like
love it.
it sounded crazy to some people back then, but look at us now. Look where we are with the Lakers.
When you got three guys that can score like that, man, and you get in the playoff series, man, like it's just it can take someone can just take the game over. Like I just said, Luka can score at will. Like if Luka gets 70 in a game, they're gonna have definitely a good chance to win. If he averages 35, 44 a series, they're gonna have a chance to win. So when you got that type of offensive firepower, man, I don't care who you're playing. A player like that can take a series over, you know?
Luke or SGA?
I'll go SGA just because he plays both ends of the floor. You know what I mean? In terms of a one-on-one, if I had to pick a guy, I think SGA could score more if he really wanted to. Like I don't see him. He doesn't force shots. Like you don't see him taking bad. I see Luka taking 5 to 6 bad shots a game. Like that's a terrible step back three. When SG does his step back, he creates 7, 8 damn feet of space, and he
Yeah,
has a higher shooting percentage. You know what I'm saying? He's more consistent. So if he wanted to take 30 shots a game, he would average more.
that makes sense. That's also the reason why I say, that's more decision making. Like Luka could change that easily if he wants, but to me, Luka's more talented than even SGA to me. Like he's one of the most talented offensive players I've ever seen. Like an absolute basketball savant.
Yeah, effortless, and he's a willing passer too. I give him credit for averaging 6 or 7 assists, or maybe even 8, which like we just said KG doesn't do. So I would just take SGA because of the defensive aspect of it, and probably playing longer, being in better shape, and probably having a longer career because he takes better care of his body. He's not drinking a 6-pack after every game, probably. You know what I mean? Like Luka is.
That's why Nico traded him because of the
No
beers after the
doubt,
game.
no doubt.
Jaylen Brown or Jalen Brunson?
Um, I'm going Jaylen Brown. Like I might have had a better chance of saying Brunson if in the years past because Jalen wasn't as consistent, but Jalen has been consistent all year. Him getting his first opportunity to really be that guy and doing what he's doing, he's changed my opinion. He's
I
definitely changed my opinion on who he is.
I think he's gonna look back when his career is all said and done and really enjoy this season for himself because he proved he could be that guy. Like he always knew it in his own head, but he had the opportunity to show everybody this year. That's like awesome to see for him.
Yeah, and he actually said that this was his funnest year, and the people in Boston went crazy on the radio saying that he was taking his shots at Tatum and da da da. He's saying this is the most fun I ever had, and this is the best I've ever played, and the most confident I've ever been. So I don't see him even when Tatum comes back next year, full 100%. I don't see him stopping doing what he's doing. I think at this point he's like, no, I am him too, and I'm still going to average my 27, 28 a game. I don't think he's going to go backwards from this point on, and we'll see
So
how
you,
that plays out.
but you don't feel there's a natural progression in that. Like, let's say Tatum comes back 100. Doesn't that cannibalize a little bit of what Brown does? It's going to be hard for Brown to have these type of numbers with Tatum being at 100%. Don't you think?
Yeah, but I don't think his mentality is going to go back. You know what I mean? He may average 3 points less, but I think he's still going to take as many shots. He's going to try to be as aggressive and still try to be that alpha. Like I said, I'm him. I showed you guys last year I'm him, and it's going to be now 1A, 1A, not 1A and 1B. You know?
Yeah, it's I watch him play. It's funny he said that I'm the best two-way human, but Wemby's the best two-way alien. Like out of all the humans, I'm the best two-way player. He's not wrong though, man. That guy Wemby is different.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. He's unlike anything. Most times the hype doesn't average up to the player, and I think LeBron has showed that in this generation. And now Wemby's going to be the guy that's going to do what LeBron did and even succeed his hype. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's end it here. I never get to talk hip hop with you, Dana. What do you feel about Jay-Z saying that people shouldn't battle anymore? I think it's absolutely ludicrous. I think we've seen some of the greatest songs in hip hop history come from battles. And not only that, hip hop was founded on battles, bro. Like Eminem was a battle rapper. We remember Jay-Z battling DMX. Of course, Nas versus Jay. Now we had Kendrick versus Drake. Now all of a sudden, when you're kind of done and you had your legacy set already, now you're saying we shouldn't battle anymore? I mean, I think it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That don't even make no sense. That don't even make no sense. The last Kendrick Lamar Drake battle last year was insane. The whole world was talking about it. It made him into the Super Bowl halftime show, and Jay-Z picked him, and mostly because of that song and the battle that happened. So for him to say that, maybe because he lost to Nas, and then maybe he feeling away. Maybe he heard Ether right before the interview. Ether was playing in the car, some shit. He couldn't shake it off by the time he got to the interview. I don't know, but that don't even make no
Yo,
sense, man.
that's hilarious. That's like saying, like in hoops, like your career is over now. Now I'm gonna tell the younger generation, yeah, don't really compete. You know,
Yeah,
don't
like
really.
that's like telling Wemby not to say he wants the MVP and he's not the best player. That doesn't even make sense. Like where you, he's out the loop, man. I just gotta figure he's out the loop. I don't know
He's
what
out
to
the
say.
loop, but you're in the loop, Dana, because you're on Combo's Court. I appreciate your time. What do you got coming up with AAU? You were telling me a little bit about it before the show, but tell me more, man.
Yeah, I got a Dana Barros club, basketball club. We got 5 courts, and we do year-round basketball. So DanaBarros3.com, but we got like 52 teams, man. So it's AAU season about to start, and just looking forward to looking at these young guys, man. Like AJ Dybantsa and all these guys came through my system. Came through my courts, played on my courts and work out there still. So it's just great to see the young guys. Cooper Flag came through and played. Harper. The Boozer twins came through my gym, when they were in high school for these special elite tournaments. So it's that season now, and I love watching these young guys come through. So that's what I'm looking forward to with that.
What are the youngest ages? Where do you start? My son is 6. He's hooping, Dana. So if you have like a 7U, let me know. I'm gonna bring
We got
baby.
third grade. We got third grade through 12th grade. So we got what third grade is like 9 years old. That's 3U. So we go from the youngest to the oldest, and then we got men's league too, man. I
Okay.
retired from that though. They was picking my ass up full court. I kind of said, "Hell, I'm not doing that shit no more."
Bro, I hate that I hate that. I really hate that, Data, because going into my gym, people know what I do. Like they see me on the internet. So when I walk out the elevator, they want to guard me full court. The whole time they're just guarding me, face guarding me. Somebody could be driving middle, they won't even stop ball. They'll let them get a layup and lose. They don't care as long as Combo doesn't score. We don't care. We'll lose. I'm like,
That's
bro, I'm trying to
crazy.
get some cardio, bro. I'm trying to get some cardio.
They think they're gonna get a 10-day and shit. Like somebody's watching the game. Like just let's hoop, let me play. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not out here trying to fucking make a comeback. I'm just out here trying to play. I got a 22-year-old dude picking me up full court and shit. I'm like, bro, I ain't with all this shit, man. So
So
I
what
enjoy it, but I
yeah.
can't do it no more.
How old were you when you stopped? Like, what was like the oldest you were still hooping?
I'm about to be 59, so I stopped probably when I was about playing competitive full court, like 52, 53,
That's dope.
to where I couldn't like to where like the young guys was just too big, fast, and physical. Where I was playing the A level. Now if I play, I'm playing the B level league, and I'm playing on a team where I'm just chilling. I'm not trying to do all that shit.
Right. Dana, thanks for taking the time, man. Always a great conversation. You're welcome back anytime you want, of course. And hang on for a second so I can let this upload. But thank you for taking the time, bro.
All day. You know how we do it, man.
Yes,
Looking forward to
sir.
the playoffs coming up. Let's get it.